all the all the things I keep hearing that are taking place, and I've got something I wanted to show you guys in this video. Just hang tight for a sec. So I pay attention to a lot of things that most people don't. They just overlook it. I'm a radio guy. I like to listen and communicate. I'm into comms. A lot of it's like a little kid's store. You know, if you looked at some of the stuff that I have, it's fascinating for myself, and you know, I'm humbled that I share as much as I can with everyone who watches the channel, and I know a lot of you out there are struggling getting your stuff together, and I know there's a lot of situations that are just pressing. They're nonstop. They just keep coming. I'm just trying to be as honest as possible with all of you. I've got another kid on the way. This is kid number 4. May 3rd should be the day. I think it's somewhere around there. Hopefully, we'll see. She's sitting low. Might be coming early. Yes, it's a girl. 3rd girl. 1 boy. I have my token son. He's a work in progress, let me tell you. But he'll get there. I know this had nothing to do with the conversation at hand. The events that have taken place in the past few weeks, and one blip that no one's really noticed, like I would assume I put my finger on the pulse of that. We know that they're not telling us everything. Just go ahead and say it. Say it. No, they're not telling you everything. There's something happening, and no one's talking about it, and they're not allowed to say anything. There is something happening, and no one can talk about it. It is like a secret war of events that are taking place that are not allowed to be talked about. Now, that should send chills up your spine when you know that there is something going on. When you know that there is something going on. This isn't just some X-Files stuff. This isn't we're going to go research the guy who turns into a vampire bat. We are talking about serious stuff here. Now, jammers have been used for years. And this is something that most military guys, especially anyone who's ever set foot on like a carrier or anything like that, and witnessed firsthand the capabilities of the U.S. military being able to jam. Well, other countries can do it too. And there are, you know, planes out there that have moved along into that jamming era. We've been doing that stuff since Vietnam. We've had that capability for a long time. Now, I think that enemies, some enemy, whichever one it is, someone is jamming our way of communicating and radar and things like that. The reason why I say that is because this is the second time in a month that the Doppler radar and other types of groups like that have gone down. There's been a lot of hacks into like 911. That was just yesterday, I think, if you're getting this now. The other day, it happened again with a lot of communications going down. And it's not just comms, communications, things. And this isn't solar flares. It's none of that. This is something totally different. But I want you guys to keep that in mind before. Just note that things are unusually happening, more often than not. So, but they couldn't predict. They couldn't. The Doppler systems down. It was down for about 18 hours or so, and then non-existent. And luckily they had known in advance what the weather was going to be, so that they knew that nothing vital, like tornadoes or anything were going to take place. They knew that in advance, and they have no idea what's causing it, and they're saying that. Now, a few weeks ago, like I said, this has happened in a matter of months. A few weeks ago, it had been, I think it was like New York Times or somebody like that. They claimed it was weather. Weather caused all 50 states to just, yeah, okay. So, just, I'm telling you, all these little things are taking place, and they're happening. And it's just like I said before, I watch this stuff. Now, let's go on to the other part. Okay, so food is becoming as precious as gold, right? So you want to have it, for those of you out there that are saving money, okay, but for those of you out there that want to have something that's going to be vital to your survival, food and water are going to be those two main things. If you already have a roof over your head, then you have the roof part down. You just need to make sure that you have food and water. I know we talk about this a lot. I usually do this like a monthly thing where I bring up food in a topic when I'm doing these videos. Now, I freeze dry. It's the best investment ever. There's people out there that they'll buy the already freeze-dried foods from all these freeze-dried companies. Now, the bad part about that, the cost, it is outrageous. With the money, if you took out the money that you're spending on your freeze-dried food that you're just buying from these companies, they're processing, put it in a bucket and send it to you, and they got all these meals. Look at the kind of meals that you're getting. I mean, some of them are like oats and stuff, right? I mean, it's stuff that you could do yourself. All of us could be doing that stuff right now. You don't have to do, buy. But some of that stuff, the breakfast versions and stuff, it's all powdery stuff. I mean, it's stuff that you could be doing that stuff yourself. But the freeze-dried foods, I'm not trying to sound whatever it is that I might sound like, but a good investment is a freeze dryer. If you don't have one, talk to other people in your community. If they've got one, they'll probably let you use it. But it's like me, I've offered other folks to use mine several times, but most of the people I talk to in real life, face to face, they're not into preparedness. They don't prepare. They don't care. They don't care, and they look at me like I'm crazy. When I say you guys can use my freeze dryer and freeze dry yourself some food, they're like, okay, nothing. See what I mean? It's just bizarre that in real life, no. But it's like I can talk to people in a community online, and yeah, man, let's do it. See what I mean? It's weird. I know you feel the same way. It's weird. So I'm freeze drying as much as I can. I got this clip for you to watch. I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that I do around here. These were my jars from water glassing, and this is what pickled lime does to your jars. It's insane. So I've washed them twice. Then I used a glass cleaner to go inside. Then I used a power drill, and now I've resorted to super hand scrubbing. Now I've got about 99.9% of all of it off. Maybe 99.98. Then you have to boil, your jars. But anyways, so today I'm using these jars since I've freeze dried probably 3 years worth of eggs. Yeah. From the chickens. I just kept freeze drying eggs. Anyway, I have a family, and survival is the goal, and I'm not going into a spider hole. This is freeze dried veggies, and I've got a ton of this, and these freeze dried, oh, they're so good. They're delicious. Nice and crisp. Look at that. I got nice clean hands too. I've been scrubbing all day, so
You could eat off these hands right here. That's so good. Anyway, freeze-dried okra is the bomb if you haven't tried it. And I'm growing a lot of that this year. But my thing now, I need a vacuum can. I'm going to vacuum can some veggies. You take all the air out, no need for desiccant packs. Saves the day. 30-year shelf life. Check it out. 30 years. Not 7 like a canned food. It loses all of its nutritional value at 7 years. That's your canned foods at your grocery store. Okay. So for all you panic buying out there, it's going to last about 7 years. Now, 30 years. So when my kids have teenagers, they'll still be able to eat this. Isn't that crazy? So all you do is add water and it rehydrates, and ta-da, you have mixed vegetables again. Yep, and it keeps all of its nutritional value because you took all the water out of it. All right, I got to get started. So, as I'd like to say, this is 6 bags. There's a little bit more than 6 bags. I think it's about close to 7. But it's about a bag per jar, almost. That's about what you're making. 2 pounds, huge, 2 pounds frozen, turns into this. Or now, you can pull straight from your garden and do the same thing. You don't have to buy frozen vegetables. But it's just an idea for you folks out there.
That being said, you can freeze dry everything. Like we used to water glass eggs. We've got a video water glassing eggs. Well, when the water glassing portion expires, you know, after you reach that 12-month span, you know, 12, I think you can do like 14 months or something like that, or 16 maybe. You're pushing it at that point. You're going to have some that you don't even realize that are had cracked. You're not going to know until you crack them. They're going to stink to high heavens. Best smoke bombs on the best stink bombs on the planet. Anyway, but we take them and we compost them. So if we don't use them, they stay sit. And I've just been processing eggs. We have a lot of chickens. I mean, we probably have 35 or so like laying hens. So that's a lot. And there's people out there who have like 50, 100 or whatever. But some of these people that have chickens like that, they're actually processing them and eating them. So I recommend that too. I mean, it's good to have both. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Get it? Anyways, having chickens, you can eat, constantly laying eggs. You get food from, okay? Then you've got your already processed whatever up on the shelf. And then you've got a process going here. So if fallout tends to happen when bombs get dropped. So if that event takes place, then you don't have to worry about, you know, radioactive chickens or anything. You can, you know, they're glowing and stuff. You got your ghoul chickens missing the beak. Anyway, I'm watching that series, by the way. I don't know how many of you are into Fallout. That's actually a pretty good series. But if you've got kids, they can't watch it. Go ahead and forewarn you. Don't even attempt that. It's you, as much as you think it's like, no. You can't have anything. They can't make anything anymore where it's like everyone can watch it. They can only make it where like adults, gritty adults can watch pretty much. But food storage, I freeze dried eggs, you know, just you scramble or whatever, and then you can grind them up later. You can add water and reconstitute them. Everything, potatoes, French fries. I did hash browns. That's just like potato aspect. I did like for like breakfast foods and stuff like that. I was doing all that stuff. You can do biscuits and gravy. You can do all kinds of stuff. That's just with that stuff, macaroni and cheese, all that stuff. All the food you see at like Wally World in the camping section. It's all that Mountain House stuff. Same stuff. It's just not all cute with a little label on it. And you put it in a freaking mason jar, or you can put it in a freaking Mylar bag, whatever you want to do, you know, whichever way you want to store it. Jars work just fine as long as you got a dark place to store them. Remember I said that because someone's probably going to comment, you better have a dark place to store that. But they're already keyboard little monsters. Yeah. You better have a dark place to store that. So you got a deep dark basement. There you go. So you got a nice place to store it already. Nice little root cellar or something. Anyways, but food, canned foods, like I've said before many times, 7 years for canned foods. Peanut butter doesn't last that long. I give or take, I think I've eaten peanut butter that was like 3 years old or 2 years old. I know some of that stuff. No, almond butter really doesn't expire. That stuff you can, if you've got any of that stuff will last you for years. There's a lot of stuff that will last a lot longer than what you would think. That I keep on hand, but I keep everything. From apple juice, drinks, all that stuff. I even keep a large quantity of like Bane drinks and stuff like that. I keep paper plates and stuff in case I don't want to wash dishes. I store all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, the kind of stuff you would think about. It's like, hey, I should probably is like food storage wise, pasta. Pasta doesn't go bad. You can buy hundreds of boxes of that stuff. Throw it on the frick shelf. And to be honest, mice, rats, stuff like that, they won't mess with it. They won't mess with, I don't know what it is about pasta. They don't touch it. They stay away from that. They'll eat your Oreo cookies, so don't leave your Oreo cookies. There's just some stuff that, like a mouse or whatever. But you got mice, you better get cats. I'm just saying, if you live out in the country like us, if they have to pipe in sunlight. I was out, non-related to this, food related, I guess. It's turkey season for us, and I was out. Me and my oldest daughter, she loves to hunt, and she brings her bow, and we sit out there. I had this poor, pathetic, scrawny turkey. We have a lot of huge turkey out here, but when turkey season pops off, they're gone. I mean, they're gone. Out there with the call, doing our little call or whatever. And one turkey comes out of the woods. Oh gosh, it just looks so pathetic. It's just scrawny, eating, and it's looking at us. I'm like, man, where's your friends? You're like the only one. It's like I'm out here working a call, and you're the only one who comes up. As well, maybe you'll be bigger next year. It's scrawny thing. I don't know where his friends was. Like all of them are gone. It's just crazy to see. Right before the season starts, you'll see so many turkey. But that's another thing you need to keep in mind too. During the Great Depression, I mean, deer had almost gone extinct because so many people were hunting. And there's going to be a lot of guys like me. And there's no grocery store. You're going to be out hunting a lot more, and rules probably won't apply when there's a world without rule of law. You got to keep that in mind because at some point, food's food, right? So, all right, that's all I got. Hopefully this helps. Please share, subscribe if you haven't already. I know I don't say that too much. God bless. Take care and stay safe.